Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Heading into the weekend, we have smoke in the forecast, a few showers and storms as well. I have details coming up and what you need to know right now, and we'll compare models for next week's severe weather risk.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Thanks for joining me on Hutch's Weather. Let's take a look. High temperatures reached the 80s today out to the west, 83 in Dickinson, 82 for the Mandan area, up in Minot, 83, 84 for Grand Forks and Fargo, hitting 80 degrees today. A lot of smoke out there on the visible satellite imagery throughout the day today, and it's going to continue to work its way south all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. So we're sharing that smoke all the way from Canada to the deep south with these north winds. There it is. Just, it looks like clouds, right? But it's just that gray pall of nastiness working its way out. We have some showers and thunderstorms working their way towards central North Dakota tonight. Some beneficial and much needed rain will briefly wash the atmosphere. Let's take a look at your forecast, and we'll take a look at the 7-day planner first, and then we'll take a look at our storm chance and compare models real quick in this version and have an update on the smoke. So stick around. Let's get started with what's going on with regards to the 7-day planner. And what we're going to notice here is the temperatures look toasty as we close out the month of May and head into June, and 3 days in a row of smoke. Now here in the valley, the worst smoke will be Sunday and into Monday, before the cold front that moves through, bringing our severe weather risk, makes its way through the region. Our chance of storms on Tuesday looks to be out of here, so this system's going to move through in a sweeping fashion and not park over our area. So now it's looking like we'll just have cooler temperatures in the latter part of the 7-day. So smoke throughout the weekend, storms possibly severe on our day on Monday, but hit and miss storms elsewhere cannot be ruled out. Now let's take a peek at what we have going on with regards to the forecast for models and our storm chances later in the week. We'll start with the European model, which admittedly has become more like the American model with regards to our storm chances on Monday. Really quickly, we will see a spotty thunderstorm chance to start the day out to the west. Here's the cold front. Notice this low pressure system way up to the north, but it's this one developing here that is going to bring us our chance of storms. Here it comes, making its development here in the Dakotas. So as we go into the midday hour here, the European model has it sweeping through. So between your 1 p.m. time frame and your drive home at about 5 to 6 o'clock, these storms will sweep through. All modes of severe weather are possible, but with the way this is looking to stretch out like a long piece of Laffy Taffy, well, I'd expect that we'll see wind as the main threat. A few of these storms could produce hail, and hopefully they'll give us a brief reprieve from the smoke. But before that front makes its way through, there will be an enhanced amount of smoke that makes its way down to the ground. So that's a quick look at the European model. The more consistent this time, American model looks like this with this storm system. Main low pressure system up in Canada, these north winds punching that smoke down into the area as well. But as we see, this Colorado low style system makes its way through. This is Monday evening with showers and thunderstorms moving through. This main low down here on this model really makes those storms at night enhance a little bit with some upper level energy working its way through. So it looks like one night of strong storms. That's Monday afternoon into the nighttime hours for our area of eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota on those two models. Now let's take a look at the forecast for this smoke as we head into your weekend ahead. And the smoke fire source point is really up in parts of Saskatchewan as we head into our weekend. So let's take a look at that, and we'll look at this from a national view because it's quite impressive to see how much of the nation is going to be dealing with the smoke from these wildfires in Canada. So let's go ahead and switch this over to the near surface smoke, okay? And then let's get to a model that gets us through the majority of the weekend ahead here. Here we go. So now as the smoke, we do have a few fires burning in the Arrowhead of Minnesota, but there's some big doozies out there in parts of central Canada and Saskatchewan, as well as Manitoba. Now these point sources for fires are going to converge on north central North Dakota Saturday. So we'll have increasing smoke Saturday in the western Dakotas. We'll have some smoke at the surface in Minnesota, and here in the valley, we'll have on and off waves of smoke, but if you are running the marathon, the good news is the real unhealthy stuff will be out to the west, if we can call that good news. Here's the midday hour. It's staying out to the west. We will have periods of increased amounts of smoke here. Look at this smoke making its way all the way south into Iowa at the surface levels of the atmosphere. Here's Sunday morning, and it's still thicker out to the west, but notice this, a few spots of unhealthy smoke. So our worst day in the valley appears to be Sunday with this, but here comes the cold front that will be responsible for some of our stormy weather working its way in on Monday. And I do believe models are indicating that we'll have an increase, a brief surge of surface level smoke ahead of that front as it makes its way through on Monday. So Saturday, out west, very smoky, and at times here in the valley. Sunday, the smoke chances will increase here in the valley and Minnesota as well. And then as we go into Monday, it won't be until the storms move through where we will get some relief. So one more look at that forecast. Let's start with your morning temperatures on your Saturday. It will be 60 to 65 in many locations, a few 50s in the cooler Arrowhead of Minnesota, as well as out to the west. There will be a thunder shower that'll dance along the international border. Those should be wrapping up, though, as we head into the morning hours. Here comes the smoke across North Dakota. We'll still have some areas of smoke here, 83 Fargo, 85 Grand Forks. If you're laking it, I said laking it and doing some fishing, it looks like we'll have some decent wind conditions, light northwest winds, 81 in Fergus Falls. How about out in Thief River, 82 degrees there, 76 in the capital city of Bismarck. So that is a look at that. Now the 7-day planner looks like this. Once again, 80s right through Monday. Then our severe storms move through and we cool off for the remainder of the week. Hey, through the weekend, check out hutchesweather.com and let me know in the comments what you think about some of the improvements we've made to hutchesweather.com. Use it and stay ahead of the storms. Let us know your location on your device and it will get you the watches and warnings in your particular area. hutchesweather.com, anytime, anywhere. Thanks for following on Facebook and subscribing on YouTube. Have a wonderful Friday night.